So what is a sharp sales culture? It really is about having the right system. It's about having the right habits. It's applying those things. It's reinforcing the application. And then finally, it's about performance tracking. Right? So I got back to the hotel, or I got to the hotel in Arizona, and it was after 9 o'clock. And I deleted the PowerPoint that I was going to give to that group the next day. We're starting at 8 o'clock the next morning. This is 9 o'clock at night. So I craft up this slide. Now, some of you are thinking, oh, Greg, that's cute, right? You got an acronym. There's words associated with the acronym. You know, they're buzzwords kind of thing. Well, that's cute, you know? But it's still a bit, actually quite a bit nebulous. It's just kind of big picture theoretical. So I'm like, okay, I need to take it down a little bit further. And that's when I created the sales culture success matrix. So you have your sharp on the left, and then you have your verticals of kind of responsibility across the top. Now this is a generic matrix that you can apply to any organization, regardless of your lens. So if you are that solopreneur, then you represent all those columns at the top, right? And not everybody might have a differentiation between management and leadership in the C-suite. Whatever, combine whatever verticals you need, but you get the idea here. And so to have the sharpest sales culture possible, right, you don't want to have a check mark in every single one of those boxes. So I started going through this and putting this together. And we had one of the most productive days possible with that client, and I scrapped the entire thing of what we were going to do, and all we talked about was this the entire day. So when you have everybody, all verticals, using the same system, right, that creates common language. When everybody understands the right habits and behaviors, now you've got the tools and the skill set. I mean everybody. If you apply these things, it gives you the consistency and confidence. Because the more you do what you're supposed to do, the better you get at it, the more confident you become. And when we all are focused on reinforcement, that creates the accountability. And then finally, we've got to track what we do. Right? If you're in the last session, data is very important to be able to have insight into our business, which creates clarity and insight. Now, as a quick reminder, the slides will be in the app, as they mentioned, after the summit, so you will have access to all this, right? So that's awesome. And then vertically, when your C-suite understands all the different components of a sharp sales culture, that sets the strategy. From a leadership perspective, they provide the direction. The management group then is all about the coaching of the people to do this, and obviously the salespeople are going to go out and execute. So we got done with our meeting, or I got done with a meeting in Arizona, and the one senior leader looked at me, he's like, hey, Greg, can I share something with you? I'm like, well, that hasn't stopped you the rest of the day, but go ahead. He's like, Greg, I'm absolutely depressed. So as any good Sandlerite would do, I reversed him. I said, hey, tell me more. He's like, Greg, I thought, and he was a hard guy too. He really challenged everything all day long, right? Made it not difficult, but just challenged me, which I expect people to do. He's like, I'm depressed, Greg, because I thought you're coming in to do this dog and pony show, this little rah-rah sales thing this guy's coming in to do. And what I realized, I'm the freaking problem. He's like, I'm depressed. But I mean that in a good way. And so this allowed us to have such a deep conversation in the fact that, yes, we have to train some of the salespeople, but there are so many gaps that we identified in that leadership and C-suite side for that organization that I wouldn't say took us 180, but it took us in a little bit of a different direction that we intended on going. Because we were able to kind of fill in these gaps and see where they were missing. And as well with that, we also created a sharp sales culture survey that will also be in the app when the summit is over. So that survey is 20 questions. So it's 20 questions that align with the 20 boxes in the matrix. So now you can actually go and do the survey. It's a 1 to 5 rating scale on the different questions that aligns with all the different boxes here to at least give you some metric around where do you have some of your lower scores. Where are your lower scores from a vertical perspective? Where are some of your lower scores from a horizontal sharp perspective? So that it gives you some guidance on where you should spend your time, some energy and resources to, one, identify the gap, right? And then two, what do we do to fix it?
Thank you for watching this highlight video from the Sandler Summit. You can join us for the next Sandler Summit in 2024, March 19th and 20th at the Orlando World Center Marriott. Register now at sandler.com/summit.